It is directed by Andy Muschietti and stars Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise in the latest film adaptation of the Stephen King novel by the same name, which nobody has read, but everyone has seen the miniseries. In this version, we follow the losers as they team up Avenger style to take down evil Pennywise, the dancing clown, as a team. Pretty much like the original miniseries. What this new version does better are the kids. We get to see them banter and jib-jab just like kids do in real life, with Richie as being the standout character. You might remember him from Stranger Things. Yeah, also another 80s kind of retro vibe. Trends. Bullshit. We get to see what they experience on an everyday basis, and it was by far the best part of the movie, which is more than what you can say about the horror element. This movie does like the jump scare thing that you see in modern day horror movies, but it's a bit more than what you expect from like a mainstream horror movie. It uses it effectively to get you like sinking in your seat, you know, just before the only difference is that Pennywise himself is actually the least scary bit of the entire movie. Everything else leading up to him, there's like these little bits of tension that lead up to him, really get you in your seat, and then he does like that running at you kind of scary thing, and it just kind of looks a bit lame and definitely not scary, and yeah, that was really not that cool. Whenever Pennywise did his running at you kind of thing, like the audience didn't make a sound, except for me when I was just laughing at how stupid it looked. Oh yeah. There was two bits in this movie that was actually really honestly terrifying. The first one is when Georgie gets taken into the storm drain by Pennywise. I think it was way more scarier than was in the original miniseries. It was graphic, but it was really disturbing. And that bit where Mike, the outsider, is outside his slaughterhouse, and then he sees Pennywise behind like that curtain. You just see like the yellow eyes. That was like everything leading up to, and that bit with Pennywise was like really well done. It was the few times that the tension and the payoff matched really well. In comparison to the original miniseries, the two bits that still stick with me today, it's when that little kid gets taken into the storm drain, and that bit with the clothing line. The two in this movie are equally as disturbing as those, and that's about the scariest bits that you will see. But in general, I wasn't really that scared, and I don't normally like watching horror movies. Pennywise, on the other hand, I'm still gonna say Tim Curry is actually the better Pennywise version. He looked like a clown, he acted like a clown, he was kind of like charming for the kids, which kind of made it even more creepy. When he turned really bad, it was like frightening. This guy, he's creepy all the time, and I really don't buy how a kid will even like give that guy like 2 seconds of attention, especially with like it. I just didn't buy how he would be able to lure kids like that, because I think they overdid his makeup a bit too much. He was almost too scary to be that scary, if that makes any sense. Other things that bothered me with this movie was the character Ben, who's the new guy to the town of Derry, that he works out the 27-year pattern of kids disappearing and ties it with this clown thing that they find out. And how can no one else in the town figure that pattern out? It was just kind of that never really kind of gelled with me. Like a little kid can figure it out, but people that lived there their whole lives just don't get to see a pattern building. That was kind of weird. And where did that Stanley kid disappear to? He just like disappeared and came back. What happened to him? There were two other things at the end of the movie that I'm not going to reveal now, because you know, you'd have to go watch the movie, but it kind of like took me out of it a little bit. It just felt like it was going against the rules that the movie was setting for itself, and it just took me out. And that ending, the ending is pretty Hollywood. It's I don't think it paid off as well. I wouldn't know what to suggest because I can't write or direct a movie for shit, but I kind of know that it felt like it felt too mainstreamy appealing. In the end of the day, it was good. It's alright. It's okay. It's fine. It's serviceable. It's a movie. It's what it is. You feel like you care for the losers. You get invested in their story. The first half is really, really good. Pennywise is super creepy, but also can get pretty lame at times. Sets and the wardrobe and the makeup were like brilliant. It was well acted. It was well directed, but it just lacks that scare factor, you know? If you enjoy jump scares and shitty horror films, you would love this movie. But if you want something a bit more of a psychological kind of thing where it sticks with you for years and years and years, I think you'll be a little bit disappointed with this movie. It is a fun mainstream horror movie, and I compare it to a special limited edition burger from McDonald's. It's tasty, it's like having a little treat, but it's still McDonald's. Thanks for watching. This is a new series of reviews that I'll be doing about once a week on my pick of the week. And don't worry, all those shitty videos with myself and Kevin are still gonna happen when there's a new comic book movie out. I think the next one is Justice League, or Thor Ragnarok, or I don't really care, whatever. Anyways, bye.